over 50% of calls made to property management companies go unanswered. 50%! That is 1 out of every 2 calls. Crazy, right? And the worst part is, before AI became a thing, the percentage was only getting worse and worse every year. So I sought out for a solution. Today I'll be building the most advanced AI phone agent that will handle calls made by tenants to property management companies. The AI will be able to take maintenance requests on autopilot, book maintenance appointments, log the customer's request to the database, and notify the property management company over WhatsApp. Here's a demo.
This is John from Ultimate Property Managers. How may I assist you today?
Hi John, kindly could you send someone to come fix my door? It's broken.
Sure thing. Let me help with that. Just to get more details, can you tell me when the door broke?
It was just yesterday when the kids were running around and for some reason they were playing some rough games, and now the doors are off the hinges.
Oh no, sounds like quite the adventure they were having. So just to confirm, it's the hinges that are broken, right? Is there any other part of the door that's damaged?
Now, like, it's just the hinges and the door is like hanging. It's about to fall, so it needs urgent fixing.
Got it. It sounds pretty urgent. Let's get that sorted out. Could you please provide me with your full names?
My full name is John Smith.
Thanks, John. And what's your email address?
My email is john@gmail.com.
Got it. And what's your preferred phone number to reach you by?
0755443322.
Awesome, thanks. And finally, what's your house number?
It's B7, B for boy.
Perfect. And just to confirm, your full name is John Smith. Your email is john@gmail.com. Your phone number is 0755443322. And your house number is B7. Is that all correct, John?
Yes, that's correct.
Great. When would you like to have this fixed? Let me check our availability for you.
Okay, can we do tomorrow at 10 a.m.?
Just a sec. All set, John. One of our technicians will be at your house tomorrow at 10 a.m. To fix the door. Thanks for reaching out, and sorry for the inconvenience. Have a great day.
You too, goodbye. And here, if I go to my Google Calendar, you can see a new appointment has been booked at 10 a.m. That is interior finishes request at Nyayo Estate B7. And if I go to my database, so here I should be able to see a new record has entered in. The person lives in B7. Yeah, you see it's just entered right now, John Smith, and their email is john@gmail.com. All the details we collected and the summary of the request, if I expand it, you can see door off the hinges and hanging, needs urgent fixing. And you can see the maintenance category, the time of the appointment, etc. So you can see all that in place. Then you can see here on my WhatsApp, 12:45 p.m. Right now we are at 12:46. So just a minute ago, a new message entered. This is a new maintenance request, and here are the details. So this is simulating that the actual property management company would have a WhatsApp. Then they would receive this message on their WhatsApp for them to urgently go and fix the issue. And you can see all those details there accordingly. You can pause and read through that. So quite a powerful system, I have to say, because this ensures that whenever there are inquiries in regard to any maintenance requests or issues the tenant is facing at their home, they know they have a reliable place to reach out to and know they can book a maintenance request to come get fixed. Whether it's day, whether it's night, whether it's on the weekend or holiday, they can make a call, and if the maintenance guy isn't available to fix it right now, the AI can book them into an appointment so that it can be fixed, let's say, the next day or the next day but one. So this is very critical. 24/7 availability for the property management company. So that's exciting. Let's jump into it. But if you're new to the channel, my name is Mutiso and I'm part of the team at Big Grip, where we help business owners unlock the next level of growth by implementing AI and automation. I also share my knowledge out there to help developers like myself to get better with this skill. Anyways, let's jump into it. So we're building the Voicebot over on a platform called Vapi, arguably one of the best Voicebot building platforms out there. And I'll provide everything that you're seeing will be building on this video. So that is the system prompt as well as the make.com template to be able to automate saving the details to the database, sending the WhatsApp message, and booking the meeting into the booking the calendar appointment into our Google Calendar. So that is very critical. I'll provide everything you see here. So go ahead and click the link in the description to access all these resources. Then you can follow along. I actually love the new Vapi interface. They've been doing some revamp on their user interface, and it's quite awesome. So we'll start with the actual system prompt. So at the beginning, we start with the first message. Hello, this is John from Ultimate Property Management. Managers, how may I assist you today? Then we go into the system prompt. I normally like having a skeleton just to guide me in building the entire system prompt. So if you can see anywhere you see hashtag something, we call that markdown formatting, and that helps the AI to know how the system prompt is actually structured, what this section on the system prompt is handling. So let's say this first section is handling the role of the AI. This next section is handling the task the AI is meant to handle during the call, etc, etc. So here's the role. You are Mary, a helpful and enthusiastic customer support agent of Ultimate Property Managers. Your role is to provide relevant responses to any customer query, as well as take in any property maintenance requests. You then book appointments for the maintenance requests. You are an expert at property management and know the kind of questions to ask a homeowner to further understand the issue they are experiencing at their house. Why am I having this section here is we don't want the AI just to hear. The user has asked for a maintenance request. Their door is broken, or let's say their roof is leaking. We want the AI to have a back and forth conversation with the customer to get more details on the issue they are experiencing, so that when the maintenance guy is being sent to fix the issue, they are equipped with all the tools they require to fix the issue, because they already have all the details on the issue the customer is experiencing. So that's why we're telling it you're an expert at property management. This helps in obtaining all the necessary details on the customer's issue, or rather the tenant's issue. So that is the role of the AI. Next, we'll go into the tasks it needs to handle. So the first task is use information available in the knowledge base to provide relevant responses to any question the user may have. So for this, you will upload, let's say, a PDF document containing the property management company's FAQs and respective answers. So you'll just come here on the right tab, click on select files, then you'll add a file, okay? So you can add a new file here. It will lead you on to upload that PDF document. It can be a PDF document, a text document, can be a Word document, doesn't matter. So you upload your knowledge base. In this case, we don't have that in place because handling the general inquiries isn't the main feature of this voice bot. The main feature is being able to take maintenance requests on behalf of the property management company. So for that, let's continue. When the user mentions they are experiencing an issue at their home, go ahead and ask relevant follow-up questions to better understand their situation. This is in order for the maintenance guy to be well equipped with all the tools required to fix the user's problem. After getting enough information on the user's issue, go ahead and obtain the following details one at a time. So this is critical. If you don't include this part of one at a time, the AI will just go ahead to bombard the user with something like, Mr. User, kindly provide your full names, your email address, your phone number, and your house number. That's not a good user experience, because as human beings, we only have set bandwidth and we need to process these things one at a time. So tell it one at a time. I'm telling you this because I've experienced it many times. Next, on obtaining the above details, repeat them back to the user to confirm that you have all the details correctly. This is extremely critical. So especially when you're building AI voice bots and you're obtaining some information from the customer, always prompt the AI to confirm the details with the user before proceeding to, let's say, saving it to your database or doing whatever it needs to do with that data. That is very critical, because here's the thing: when the AI is interacting with different customers could be having different accents or different pronunciations, which could alter the transcribing of the audio. So the user will say, let's say, their name, their email, their phone number, etc., and they are saying that in audio. So for that, the AI to be able to extract these pieces of information, that audio needs to be transcribed, needs to be converted from speech to text. And if you're dealing with different users with different accents, the transcribing could be inaccurate. That's why it's important for the AI to mention back and confirm with the user. Once you have all the necessary details, ask the user what date and time they'd want their issue fixed. Then go ahead and book the appointment. So this is the task section. You provide the tasks the AI is going to handle. This is the first task. This is the second task. This is the third task. And for each of those tasks, you break it down on the exact steps the AI should go through in order to achieve that task. So normally you could approach it two ways. You could have the tasks within the task section. Then you have another section called the specifics section, which now breaks down each task that has been mentioned in regard to the steps the AI should take to handle each one of those tasks. So what I mean by this is you could come here in the task section, then you tell the AI you have the following tasks, okay? Task 1 is do that, task 2 is do that, and you're not going into the details of what it needs to do to accomplish the task. You just tell it something like, your first task is to provide relevant responses to customer queries based on information in the knowledge base. Your next task is to book the customer into an appointment. Your third task is to save the customer's details to your CRM. Notice we're just giving a high level of the tasks at hand, because we are going to expound on them in the next section, which is called the specific section. So the specific section would come after this task section, something like hashtag this, hashtag specifics, okay? Then here's where you'll go step by step. On the first task, these are the steps to accomplish that first task. On the next task, these are the steps to accomplish that next task. So it's just to add on that. But if you've jumped all those details within the task section, then you don't need to have a specifics section, okay? So it's just a matter of preference. Sometimes I prefer having those details within the specific section just to have my prompt more structured, easier to read, more beautiful, okay? Then next is the context. Context about the business. So here you can see, actually, I'll be honest, I came up with ChatGPT. I was a bit lazy. So Ultimate Property Managers is a comprehensive property management firm dedicated to maximizing the value and potential of real estate investments. With a team of experienced professionals, we specialize in managing residential and commercial properties across the region, offering full service solutions that include tenant screening, maintenance, rent collection, financial reporting, and strategic property optimization. Our commitment to excellence ensures property owners can enjoy hassle-free ownership while maximizing the rental income and property value through our proactive, detailed-oriented approach. So it's good to have such context so that the AI knows it's working for which company. So here in regard to context about the business, you could have another section here. So where you have two hashtags, something like hashtag what we do. And here you'll go like 1, we offer the following product. 2, we provide this other product. 3, we provide this service. 4, we provide this other service. So it's simply telling the AI a list of all the services we provide at our company, okay? But in this case, because I already have that within this paragraph, I don't need to have that. Also, one thing is, if you have a huge catalog of products and services that you offer, you'd rather have that within the knowledge base. So you'll come here, select files, then upload a PDF document containing all the services and products you offer at your company. This is critical so that you don't have a very long system prompt that causes your AI usage costs to go way up. But it's a caveat. You have to balance it out. The thing is, retrieval of information from the prompt is normally more accurate than retrieving information from the knowledge base. Because the thing is, before the AI provides a response to the user's query or whatever the user has spoken, it needs to bring in some information. This information could be from your knowledge base or from your system prompt. And that's what I'm saying. Retrieving information from the system prompt is normally way more accurate than retrieving from the knowledge base. Not to say that retrieval from the knowledge base is completely inaccurate, just that it's better from the system prompt. So you have to weigh it out. If the details that you want the AI to pull from is huge, spanning paragraphs, then you'd rather have that within the knowledge base. But if it's not so big and it can just be, let's say, 1 or 2 paragraphs, have it within the system prompt. So we can continue. Next, so now we'll remove this what we do section because we're not actually using it. Then we go into the examples. So examples is just a script of a back and forth conversation between the AI and the user. It helps a lot because you could give the AI all the instructions you can give, but the AI will perform way better when you give it actual examples of how a typical conversation should flow. So you here represents the AI and the user represents the user who's actually talking with the AI. So you can pause and read through that, but it's kind of similar to the demo you had me when I was talking with the AI. So you can pause. Let me just scroll here. So you can pause and read through that example. But the reality is, if you're using the system prompt I've already provided, you already have this. The critical part of this is in regard to the function calling. So this example is normally helpful so that we guide the AI on the times it needs to execute a certain function and the exact time it needs to execute that function. So for example here, once the AI has obtained all the details in regard to the user, you can see their name, email address, phone number, their house number, etc. It asks them when they want to book. Then the user says something like, can we can we do today at 4 p.m.? Then the AI says, just a moment, I check that for you. Then it will run the book maintenance function. So you can notice this is in capital letters. This is just to tell the AI that this is not part of the script, but rather it needs to execute this function. The function is called book maintenance function, and I'll guide you in regard to implementing this tool in place. So once it's booked the maintenance request, it will tell the user, awesome, you're all set, Susan. One of our technicians will be at your house at 4 p.m. Once again, sorry for the inconvenience. The leak is causing you. Then it ends the conversation. So in regard to adding the tool in place, so you'll go to tools over here, then click on this drop down. Then you'll go and click on create new tool. So you can see a bunch of tools here. This is just a sneak peek of a future video I'm having. So keep an eye out for that. I'm building an AI voice bot that will be managing phone calls for banks. Something revolutionary. I'm sure you haven't seen something of the sort. It's quite powerful of a system, complex and stuff. So keep an eye out for that. So you click on create new tool function. Give the tool a name, something like book maintenance, but I'll call this book maintenance 3. Then this tool, give it a description. This tool is used to book the tenant's maintenance request. Okay, that's critical. Don't turn on this async. When you turn this on, this means the AI will execute the function, but it won't wait to get back a response from the execution. But in this case, we want to wait to see whether it was successful booking the appointment, saving the details, sending the WhatsApp message, etc. So that's why leave this untoggled on. So leave it off. Then in the parameters, these are the pieces of information that need to be extracted in order to execute the function. So the first one is, so I forgot I'd actually paused the video. So here, go ahead and add all the details in accordingly. So we have the customer phone there, the appointment time. So if I just edit this, you can see the appointment time. This is a statement of when the user would want their maintenance request sorted. Yes, it's a required field. Then you click on apply. Then the next one is the maintenance request. You can see this is a summary of the issue the homeowner is experiencing that needs to be sorted. Then it's a required field and click on apply. And notice in most of them, we're just using string as the data type. That's good enough to work with. The next, you'll need the server URL. This is the URL that enables our AI Voicebot to communicate with make.com in order to book the details into the appointment, save to the database, and send the WhatsApp message. So for this, you'll go and search make.com, something of the sort. Then you will see an interface where you can click get started for free or log in. Go ahead and log into your dashboard, or if you don't have an account, create one, then log in. It's simple stuff. You'll arrive at something of the sort. Then what you want to do is click on create a new scenario. So yeah, you'll arrive at something of the sort. Then what you want to do is click outside here, then click on these 3 dots that you're seeing more. Click on import blueprint. Then what you want to do is go into the link of the description of this video, download the make.com template. It's a JSON file. Then you'll click on choose file, upload that JSON file here, and that's all you need. So you'll arrive at something of the sort. So first things first is you'll go to this first module, click on it. Then what you want to do is click on add. Once you click on add, you want to click on save so that you can be able to get this webhook URL over here. So you'll click on add, click on save. Okay, once you save, it will give you a chance to copy address to clipboard. Copy this URL, then you'll go back to Vapi, paste it in there. Okay, then that's all you need. Click on save. Okay, now that's in place. Once you save that tool, you want to go here to assistants, then go to the actual assistant, click on tools, then click on this drop down to select the tool that you want to give it access to. Then whatever name you've given as the name of the tool within your system prompt, ensure that's in accordingly. So I've had mine as book maintenance 3. I would go to my model over here. Then I go to whenever I'm doing the function calling that's within this script that you're seeing here. I tell it run the book maintenance function. In this case, I'll have it as run book maintenance 3 function. Then you want to click on publish. Okay. So that's all you need in order to connect that specific tool to your AI assistant. In this case, it's a property management bot. So going back here to make.com to understand what this make.com template is actually doing is we first get the information from the AI voice bot. That is the customer's name, email, phone number, maintenance request, the house number, and the appointment time. Then the first thing is we want to extract the actual date and time that they want to book the appointment. So they have said tomorrow at 10 a.m. The AI should know that today is actually, so let me check my calendar. Today is 4th, so when they say tomorrow will be 5th of April. And what we want is we get the date in ISO format so that we can book this into our Google Calendar. Otherwise, if it's just a statement, we can't book that in. We need the date in ISO date time format. So I'll click on this module. Then what you first need to do is connect to your OpenAI account. So for that, you'll click on add over here. Give your OpenAI connection a name, doesn't matter. You'll need your API key and the organization ID. For this, you'll open a new tab, search platform.openai.com. So go ahead, if you don't have an account on OpenAI, go ahead and create one. It's simple process, so you'll just go and sign up, then log into your dashboard. Once you do that, you'll arrive at something of the sort. Click on settings. Then you want to go and get your organization ID over here. So copy that, go back to make.com, paste that in there, then go and get your API key. You'll see API keys here. Click on API keys, create a new secret key, give it a name, doesn't matter, then select the default project, then create a secret key, copy that, then go back to make.com, paste that in there, then click on save. Okay, so that's all you need to connect to your OpenAI account. Then the rest over here, you don't have to change much. You can leave it as is. Just to go through the system prompt, we have just asked the user when they'd want to book their appointment. Your role is to extract the exact date and time in ISO format from the user's statement. You will be provided with the current date and time as well as the user's statement. You are to output only the date time in ISO 8601 format. Don't add any notes or text, just the UTC time. And UTC time is the coordinated universal time, which enables you is, let's say you're in Australia and you want to display some date and time, you don't have to worry for people who are viewing that date and time in different time zones. You can just put it in the coordinated universal time, then they're able to take that time, and if I'm in America, I can just alter it into my own time zone. So for example, me, I'm in Nairobi, Kenya. If someone displays their time and they're in Australia and they have put that time in UTC, I know my time zone is UTC plus 3. That is 3 hours ahead of UTC. Therefore, I can take that time and convert it into my own time zone. This is very critical. So ensure to only have 4 digits for the year. So nothing like 2025. It should be 2025 instead. This is a matter of life and death. Ensure to only have 4 digits for the year. I'm insisting on this is because I noticed when I was testing the AI, it consistently was extracting the date and time, everything correctly, but for the year part, it was having 6 digits for the year, which is not practical. So that's why we need to emphasize on that. And notice I'm using a statement like, this is a matter of life and death. This is what we call emotional prompting, where you use statements like, this is a matter of life and death. This is extremely critical to the success of my company, and I really appreciate you, Mr. AI. Notice you're using emotions. It sounds weird. Why are you talking to an AI like you're talking to a human being? But study has shown that this gives you better results from the AI. Then the date format in ISO 8601 format. So this is, we give it an example of the actual output, so that it's just outputting this and nothing else without any further statements. So then I'll scroll down here. The second message is, now this will give it an example, okay? So to provide the AI with an example, you need a pair of messages. 2 messages. The first message is of role user, then the second message is of role assistant. So you can notice here on role, there's user and assistant. The first one will always be for the system prompt, which you're seeing here, but when you're giving examples, you'll have 2 messages. The first one is when the user says this, we expect the assistant to say this. When the user says this, we expect the assistant to give back this response. That is the structure, and that's why you need to have 2 messages for each example. So that's the first role of user. Is if the customer's response is today at 3:30 p.m., then the AI, so you'll go and see the third message is of role assistant, will extract the following. 2025, and at that time when I was creating this prompt, it was this day, then it can be able to extract the actual time, which is 15:30. Able to see that in place. So now the final message is we give the AI the actual example and give it its own freedom to extract the details correctly. So here we tell it, here's the current date and time in ISO format. We provide that in place. So this is an inbuilt variable within make.com that provides the current date and time when the scenario is being run. So if I go to if I clicked on this input box, then I go here to the date and time functionalities, you can see there's an inbuilt variable called now, and that is the current date and time. We put that in place, then we use an inbuilt function called format date to have this in the right format. Okay, in this case I want it, actually I don't know where I've had this in you see this stuff to actually, let me put my cursor there. Then I need this to have 4 digits for the year. Okay, then now we tell it the time zone. Okay, Africa, Nairobi. So replace this with your actual time zone. So if you're living in Los Angeles, you'll have something like America/Los Angeles. You can ask ChatGPT to help you with this. Here's the customer's response on their desired date and time. So we pull this in from the details that come from the AI Voicebot. So when you go to tool calls, function, arguments, you're able to see the details that have come in. So what we want is the appointment time. So I click on that. That's very critical. Then what you want to do is click on save. Then once we have the exact date and time they want to book their maintenance request, we want to go and check whether that time slot is available or it has already been taken. So for that, we go and check in our Google Calendar. This module is for going to check between a specific time slot, let's say between 10 and 12 p.m. Is there any meeting or event that has been booked during that time? If so, it's going to return a list of all those events. Okay, I repeat. So for example, in our case, we can assume that a typical maintenance request takes 1 hour. So we want to check whether that 1 hour time slot that the user is asking for, whether there's already an event or a meeting that has already been booked there. Okay, and that's where this module comes in play. We will check, let's say the user said tomorrow at 10 a.m. We want to check between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Are there any events on our Google Calendar? So if I go to Google Calendar here, between 10 and 11 a.m., there's one meeting. If it was between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m., it will return 2 meetings, okay? A list of 2 meetings. But if it returns an empty list, so for example, if the user asks they want to book between 12 p.m. and 2 p.m., it will return an empty list, and therefore saying that that time slot is available for the user to book into. That's how the logic works. So here we want to check what's the minimum time. This is the time that was extracted from the previous module, which was extracting the date and time. Then we want to add some minutes. So in this case, I don't know why I've put 30, it needs to be 60. So I have to be able to check between that time and after 1 hour, are there any events booked? If no, let's book into that time slot. Then here you'll come and select your calendar. Ensure this is not set to map so that you can be able to access the drop down. Okay, so you can select the drop down here, select your calendar, then you can move on. Click on save. Then next we will have a router so that we perform the functionalities based on whether that time slot is available or not. So if it is available, we need to check whether that's the case. So we have the first filter. If I click on the filter here, so this is called a filter. It filters out data to pass in through here based on a set condition. So over here, we will only pass the data. This is the maintenance record. We are able to only pass it through if it meets the following requirements. So for that, we're checking this busy variable, the busy variable that we get from our Google Calendar, module over here. We want to check whether that list, you can notice when I hover on it, it says that the data type is an array. So let me just hover on it. You can see it's an array. An array is the other word for a list. So we want to check whether that list is empty. So that's why we are checking for array length is equal to 0. If that's the case, we proceed to book the appointment, okay? Else, so let me go to the next filter here, is if the time slot is not available. For that to be the case, we need to see that that busy variable brings back a list that is greater than 0, meaning that there's either 1, 2, 3, or 4 events between that time slot that the user wants to book into, and thus we can't book into it. That's why you're seeing array length is greater than 0. So just the opposite of the first filter. So if it was successful and checked that the time slot is available, we need first to categorize the maintenance request so that we want to have a good user experience for the property management company, such that in a glance they can be able to see, oh, this is an exterior finishing request, or this is an interior finishing request, or this is a piping and leakage request. So it's good to be able to categorize those requests. So we have an OpenAI module for this. So you will just connect your OpenAI account, which should be there by default. Then we're able to see the role. So your role is to categorize property maintenance requests into the available categories. You are an expert at property management. You will be provided with a summary of the user's maintenance request as well as a list of the available categories. Accurately categorize the requests. Here's a list of the available categories. So it can be a structural issue, it can be a plumbing system, it can be electrical system issue, appliance maintenance, etc. Okay. So ensure to just return the category. Don't add any extra words. Okay. Then we want to give it an example, and as I mentioned, an example has two messages. The first message is of role user, then we provide it there. So if the user says the user is experiencing a clogged toilet, what should the AI extract? It should extract that the issue is a plumbing systems issue. Okay. So now let's go ahead and give the AI in the final message, message 4, we provide the actual maintenance request. Here's the user's maintenance request. Then we have that in place. When I click on that, you just scroll down, click on tool calls, click on functions, arguments. I actually don't know why they normally have it in such a long tree in order to access the arguments. I'd rather if they had it on top over here. Okay, but let's just work with it. Click on save, then we continue. So once we categorize the maintenance request, we need to book the appointment in. Okay, so for that, you'll click on this module, and let's see in regard to that. So you'll connect to your Google Calendar account. So I think I didn't mention in regard to connecting to your Google account. It's a simple step. Just click on add over here. Then you'll be able to show advanced settings. You need your client ID, client secret, and all the details you need. You can just click on, let me just cancel this. Click on online help. This will guide you on connecting to your Google account. It's a simple process. Then you're able to proceed from that. So you'll select your calendar ID here. Once again, ensure this is not toggled on. Then the name of the event will be, so the category request, so something like plumbing system request at Nyayo Estate B7. So that is the name of the event. So that's why we get this from the initial module. Notice when I hover on this module starts to pulsate, meaning that this data is coming from this module. Okay, then we continue. This is the house number, so you can see that, and this comes from the AI Voicebot, the very first module. And just a quick tip, when you're putting in the details into your make.com, when you see something like 1.message.toolcalls, this means that this data is coming from the very first module. When you see something like 17.results, this means it's coming from the 17th module within the scenario. That's good to know where the data is coming from. Then the start date of the event. So to book a meeting, to book an appointment, etc., you need a start date and an end date. Okay. So in this case, this will come from the second module. You can see the second module that was extracting the date and time. Then the end time will be, we add 60 minutes on that. So if they said tomorrow at 10 a.m., we take 10 a.m. as the start date, and the end date will be 10 a.m. plus 1 hour, which is 11 a.m. So it will be between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. when the meeting will be booked. Why am I saying meeting? This in this case, the maintenance request. So once that's in place, you're able to have a start date and an end date, or rather just have a start date, then you put the duration here, something like 0060. So you can see the format here. You have 2 digits for the hour, 2 digits for the minute. Critical. So in this case, we don't need that. Click save, then let's continue. The next, we need to save the maintenance request to the database. For this, you need to connect to your Airtable account. In this case, we are working with Airtable. So for this, I'll go to my Airtable account here. You can quickly see the structure of this. So if you don't have an Airtable account, go ahead and search airtable.com and create an account, then create a database. It's a simple process. I don't want to go through that, otherwise this video will be too long. So just search online in regard to that. It's a simple process. Then replicate such a database. I have a couple of tables to simulate that, yes, this property management company has several properties that they are managing. So the first one is Nyayo Estate. The next one is Green Park Gardens. The next one is Yellowstone Properties. This could be different properties that they are managing. And therefore, they can have a central place to see all their maintenance requests. So the first one, we are working with Nyayo Estate here. You can see the various columns that they have is the request ID, the house number, the customer name, customer email, customer phone. So all this, house number to till customer phone, the data type is a single line text. Okay. Then here in the request summary, this is a long text. Then we have the appointment time, which is date, is a date field. So you can click on that. You can see the date field. It's in ISO format. It includes the time, but the time is in 24-hour clock system. Then we have the maintenance category. This is a single select field, and you can be able to see the options that are provided there. Okay, so just replicate the same thing that you're seeing here. Then once you have that in place, to connect to that, click on your profile, click on build a hub. I'll just redirect this into a new tab. Then first things first, you need to create an access token to access your database. So you'll click on create new token, give it a name, whatever it is, then add some scopes. What a scope is whoever has this access token, what permissions are they allowed to do on the database? Are they allowed to create records? Are they allowed to edit records? Are they allowed to delete records? Scopes give them the permissions. So I normally like adding all the scopes here so that I know I can use the same access token, so that in the future, if I need to use the same access token to perform a certain functionality, I'm ascertained that that functionality is already provided under this access token. So I'll provide all these scopes, but on your side, if you're sharing this access token to some developer out there, ensure to give the right permissions and don't give them the wrong permissions. Very critical for security. Add a base. In this case, mine is called Ultimate Property Managers. Then click on create token. Copy this. Okay, go back to make.com. Click on add over here. Connection type is Airtable token. Then you can give it a name, doesn't matter. Then scroll down, paste your access token there. Click on save, and that's all you need. Attach the base that you want. So you click on that database. Then we can continue. Select the table you want to work with, because we have a couple. Then we can proceed. Then in the records here, so here's the deal. If you're dealing with a property management company that has several properties they're managing, within the system prompt of the AI, so here in VAPI, you would have the AI ask the user what property they live in. Okay, we're able to take that. Then based on that property, we have different modules to save the details in the separate tables. So if they live in Nyayo Estate, we'll have a module to save Nyayo Estate records. If they live in Green Park Gardens, we'll have a module to save Green Park Gardens records, etc. So now here we'll insert all the details in accordingly. Simple stuff, just like what we've been doing from the very first module. Then we're able to proceed. So you can see the appointment time and the maintenance category. All that we get from the AI modules. Then click on save. The next one is the critical part, the bit more complex part, which is sending the WhatsApp message. Okay. So here you'll notice we have two modules for the WhatsApp, but one of them is not connected. I'll explain why. Okay. So first of all, connect here. You'll click on this WhatsApp part. Then you want to click on add. Then you need a permanent access token and your WhatsApp business account ID in order to connect to your WhatsApp account to be able to send such messages. For this, you'll need two accounts. You'll need a Meta business account and also a Meta developer account. So for that, I'll open a new window, and what you want to search is business.facebook.com and another one, developers.facebook.com. Actually, developer, not developers. Developer.facebook.com. So for that, you want to create your account. You can easily do that with your Facebook account. Then what you want to do is you need to create a business portfolio. So on the top left, you need to create a business portfolio. This will ask you for some details. Then once you have all that in place, you'll have your business portfolio ready. So click on the business portfolio you want to work with, then click on business settings over here. If you need more details on creating a Meta Business Suite account, just search tutorials out there. There's so many. You're able to guide in regard to that. You can even ask ChatGPT to guide you in regard to that. So once you arrive at your Meta Business settings, you want to click on invite people. But before this, what you want to do is you're inviting your Meta developer account, because I mentioned you need two things. You need your Meta Business account and your Meta developer account. Your Meta developer account needs to have access to this specific business portfolio. So for that, you need to go to Meta developer here. Then if you don't have an account, go ahead and sign up. You can sign up with your Facebook account, then log in. Once you log in, you'll see something like this. Click on my apps, then that's all you need. So what you'll need to do is come back here, click on invite people. Then you want to add an email address that you want to invite. So I'll put in here, let's say m.mutiso, which is my email, m.mutiso@bgrip.com. You can see it saying the person has already been invited. So I'll use another email, something of the sort. Then you want to click on next. You want to provide all access. So for that, click on all of them. They're able to manage everything. Click on next. And this is critical. Why we have given them all access is because we need them to have permissions to be able to create a permanent access token. If they don't have all the permissions, they won't be able to create a permanent access token. Or rather, they'll be able to create that access token, but it won't work. I'm telling you this from experience. Or before inviting the Meta Developer account, you need to come here to your Meta Developer account, then create a new app, okay? Give your app a name, something like Property Management WhatsApp. So let me just have that in place. Then the contact email there, click on next. Oh, they don't want me to use the word WhatsApp, so I'll just say WA, meaning WhatsApp. Then click on next. Then scroll down, click on other. Next. Then click on the app type as business. Click on next. Then select the business portfolio that you want to work with. Click on create app. Login with your password, with your Facebook password. Then what you want to do is scroll here and click setup on WhatsApp. So once that's in place, you go back to your Meta business account here, click on invite people, select an email address, okay, click on next. You want to provide full access to manage everything. Next. Oh, I think I forgot. It's actually meant to be the other way around. So for this, let me just click on X over here. Yes, close. So what you want to do is you want first to invite the Meta Developer account before creating the app. So it's the same process. You just come here, invite the people, put their email address, so something like mutiso@gmail.com. Then you want to click on next, assign everything, click on next, okay, click on next again, then send invitation. The person will receive an email address, they'll accept that, then they'll be connected to this specific Meta business account. Okay, then from there you'll just go and go through the same process of being able to create the app over on Meta Developer account. Why is this? Is because once you're invited is when you're able to select that specific business portfolio to assign this app to that specific business portfolio. Because what we are doing is we are assigning this app to that specific business portfolio, and for you to do that you need to have already been invited. So bear with me on that. So going back here, once you've been invited, you need to come here to system users. Then you want to scroll down and click on assign assets. Then what you want to assign is assign the specific app. So in this case is the property management WhatsApp. Click on that. We want to give full control, okay, so that we are assign assets to this specific system user. And once this system user has access to that specific app, we're able to create an access token that has full access to that app. So for that, you'll come and click on generate token. We're generating a permanent access token. Select the app. In this case is property management WhatsApp. Click next. Set it to never expire. Then assign permissions. You want to give it permissions to business management. Then scroll down till the bottom. Then you see WhatsApp business management and WhatsApp business messaging. Those three options. Then you'll click on generate token. Okay. Copy the access token. Go back here to make.com. Then paste it here under the field of permanent access token. Then in WhatsApp business account ID, let me show you. You'll come here to your Meta Developer account. Scroll down till you see API setup. Click on that. Then you want to scroll down here. You'll see WhatsApp business account ID. Copy that. Come back here. Paste it in there. Then click on save. That's it. Okay. So here's some details you need to know critically. Okay. So you can send a message under these conditions. You can only initiate new chats via the send a template module. So let me just explain so that you don't have to read through this. What it's simply saying is if you're sending a WhatsApp message, let's say to your WhatsApp account that's been set up here. So you'll come here and select a recipient, okay? Then you'll add your personal WhatsApp number. This, of course, you're doing it for testing, but on production, you'll have the property management WhatsApp number over here. So the message is going from our test number to our personal phone number. So for this to be able to happen, you need to have already sent a templated message. A templated message is something like hello world. They have two templated messages, so I can show you that. Going here to the send a template WhatsApp message module, telling me I need to connect it. So let me just connect it so that I can get access to that. You can see there are two templated messages. There's the hello world one and there's the tester one. The hello world one has this specific message of welcome and congratulations. This message demonstrates your ability to send a WhatsApp message. Why is this critical? You need to send a templated message, then get a response from the recipient for you now to start sending custom messages. That's very critical. If you send the message directly over here before sending a templated message, it will show it as if it has sent the message and it can clearly see that it's successfully sent, but when you check your WhatsApp, you won't see the message because it's critical. You first need and by the way, this is a one-time thing. So you'll send a templated message, then the recipient will give a response, then from there, you're able to now discard this module of sending a templated message, and from henceforth, you're able to work with it, okay? You're able to work with this send a message module. That's critical, and I can show you that practically on my WhatsApp. So if I scroll down here on this WhatsApp account, you can be able to see. So this Flowbridge WhatsApp is the tester number that I have on my Facebook account, and you can, if I click on it, you can actually see that matches what is on Meta. You can see that matches that 0579648. Okay. So you can see the first message that is sent is, hello world, welcome and congratulations. This message demonstrates your ability to send whatever. Then you can see I respond to it. Okay, I respond to it. Then from there forth, I start receiving the messages from the AI conversation with the tenant. So this is critical. You send the templated message, then you respond to it. Then from there, you're able to continue working with it. So notice once I do that, I don't need to continue sending the templated message. Okay, once in a while you need to, because Meta APIs have issues, I have to say. They're not the best, but we don't have an option. But you can be assured this is way more reliable once you go back here and switch this to live. So once this is live, things are more accurate, more reliable. So that's why once you connect to your WhatsApp account here, so let me come here. So you'll have your sender ID in place. You'll select your tester number. The receiver here, which if you're sending WhatsApp messages from your tester number, this receiver has to have been added within your Meta account. So you go here, you go to the two here, manage phone number list, you'll add your phone number in place. That's all you need to do. Then once this is in production and you're no longer using the tester number and you're working with live numbers, it's able to send to whatever recipient. But in this case, we don't have to worry about that because we know the property management WhatsApp number will always be the same. Then I scroll down here, the message type is a text. Then in the body, we put in the details there. New maintenance request, here are the details. Then we add the details there accordingly. All of them. Then I scroll down here, that's all you need to do. Click on save. So what you will do is you will extend this over here. So you'll create some space. Let me just move this a bit. Then you want to unlink this, okay, unlink, then put this in there, connect it there accordingly, so that the first thing that is done is we send a templated message. This is on your first ever iteration. So you'll go to your AI Voicebot over here, click on talk with assistant, talk with it, have the details be sent in so that you're able to receive a templated message on your WhatsApp. Then what you will do is respond to it, something like hello or whatever it is you want to respond with, doesn't matter. Then from there, you'll go back, right click on the module. You can right click on the module, delete it, or just unlink it. Okay, unlink it from the scenario, unlink again, then move it up here so that you can reconnect this accordingly. So you could send the templated message from the make.com scenario or from Meta. So here on Meta, you'll come and select your recipient phone number here. Then you'll scroll down here and click send message. But before you do that, you need to come up here, generate access token. It will generate a temporary access token. Just go through it will ask you for some details. Generate the access token. Then that's what you'll need. You'll come here and click on send message. Then you should receive the templated message. Makes sense? But here's the thing. It might work or it might not work. It's a deal here. Meta sometimes isn't that reliable. So you might see sending the templated message from over here works, and all you need to do is just go on your WhatsApp, reply to it, then from there you're done. You can continue with your flow. But If it doesn't work, you're sure bet you can still go back here to your make.com scenario and have it working from here. This is the one that I know sure bet always works. So have it send the template and message from over here. Okay, so you just insert it there. That's all you need. Then from there, you're able to continue. Once the WhatsApp message has been sent, we send our webbook response back to VAPI, that is the AI Voicebot, telling it, amazing, your appointment has been successfully booked. Then we pass in the tool call ID here, just to mention that this response is for this specific tool, because the AI Voicebot could be having access to a bunch of tools. Then we need to specify which tool this response is meant for. So once that's in place, let me just go through. If the time slot is not available, we need to be able to suggest alternative time slots for them to book into. So for that, we need to obtain the actual day. So that's why you're seeing here, we're getting the very beginning of the day. So if, for example, they say they want tomorrow at 10 a.m. When is tomorrow? We'll check the calendar. We'll see that tomorrow is actually, can I really click on this calendar? 5th of April. So we want to get that day so that we can check and bring back a list of all the events that have been booked for on that specific date of 5th April. And that's why we're saving this data on a variable called day. And this we get from the very first module. This is the second module that was extracting the date and time. Then we want to get it in ISO format, but we want to take it to the very beginning of the day. That is at 12 a.m. That's why you're seeing the time here represented by T 000000. This means it's at the beginning of the day. In this case, that is 5th of April at 12 a.m. Okay? Then I add this part plus 03 just to show that this in UTC, where I'm at right now, UTC is plus 3. So 3 hours ahead of the Greenwich Meridian, or rather 3 hours ahead of UTC. On your side, you can just ask ChatGPT or Google, what is my UTC time? And it will give you something like UTC plus 3 or UTC plus 5 or UTC minus 3, depending on where your time zone is compared to UTC. The next is the same module, getting to see all the events that have been booked for within that day, so that we can suggest alternative time slots that have not been booked. So we're bringing back a list of all the events. If I check my Google Calendar, it will check for tomorrow, which is Saturday 5th. It will check through the entire day from 12 a.m. to the next day, 12 a.m. Are there any meetings booked or events? It will check and give back a list of 2. Then we're able to know that these 2 time slots are unavailable. Therefore, the AI should suggest alternative time slots that are empty but that are close to what the user wanted. That's why we have this here. Same case to the initial module. We have the minimum time as the date that we get of the day we get over here. That's why you're seeing that's pulsating. Then we want to have the maximum time as 24 hours ahead. That's why we are having this function that adds 24 hours on top of the day. So if it's 5th of April, it will add 24 hours ahead of that. So it will check between 12 a.m. of 5th of April till 12 a.m. of 6th of April. Then select your calendar, click on save. Then whatever comes back, we want to transform it into a JSON string so that we're able to feed this into the AI. Okay, so we get that from the busy variable. Notice this is the busy variable. Then what we want to do is convert the time slots that we get from UTC to your local time zone. So Google Calendar will bring back a list of the booked in events, and each event has a start date and end date. That's start date, end date. Okay, but here's the thing. The details will come from Google Calendar within your time zone, but once they enter into make.com by default stores date and time information in UTC. That is critical. By default, it saves them in UTC. So for example here, it will bring back the details. We can see we have 2 events, one from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. But when this comes into make.com, it will be stored as 7 a.m. because this is in UTC plus 3. Then once it gets here, it's converted into UTC, so it will minus 3 hours and it will be displayed as 7 a.m. But that won't work in our case because we need the AI to suggest the alternative time slots in the user's time zone. That's why we have this module to convert whatever comes in from UTC into the exact time zone. So you can see here we have a JSON array containing time slots that have been booked in our calendar. The time is however in UTC and I need them in my time zone, which is EAT, East African time, which is UTC +3. Convert them into UTC and just return the JSON array string. Do not output any extra statements or words, just the array. And I think for us to see this practically, let me simulate a situation where I'm booking for a time slot that's already taken. So let's run this. Let me click back over here, save changes. Then what I'll do is I'll click on talk with assistant. Let's see that practically. So by that, I'll skip through this part so you don't have to watch me
This is John from Ultimate Property Managers. How may I assist you today?
I kindly send someone to fix my window. It's shattered. Yesterday people were playing ball and it's shattered.
Oh no, that's frustrating. Is it just one window that's shattered, or are there multiple windows affected?
Just one.
And is it a...
Just one. And that's all I can say.
Awesome. When would you like the window fixed? I'll check our availability for you.
Can we do tomorrow at 10 a.m.?
Give me a moment. Oh no, tomorrow at 10 a.m. is fully booked. But we have slots from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., 12...
So you can see there the details came in. Then when I come here, let me go to the Google Calendar module here. Let me click on that bubble. Then we're able to see that in place. So it checks to see tomorrow, which is 5th of April, are there any events booked there? So let me click on the calendars here. Click on my calendar. Then you can be able to see it returns a list of 1. Okay, so this is an issue with Google Calendar. This is meant to be brought back as a list of 2 events. But since the events are back to back to back, Google Calendar returns 1 event, which is okay. We can work with that. So here's the thing. You can see here, it comes in and you can see it's 10 a.m. But notice one thing. I'll click on this download button over here. Download output bundles. Then see how it's structured. You can see start date is this all in ISO format. I mean, this is all in UTC. So you can see here the time is 7 a.m. Okay, 7 a.m. But the reality is on Google Calendar, it's being brought back as 10 a.m. So that's why I'm telling you, for this to be stored in make.com, make.com will by default store it in UTC. So that's why we need to convert it. So when I zoom in over here, we're in this part of converting the UTC to your local time zone. So now we provide it with the JSON array that we get from the initial module. So you can see this starts to pulsate. So we get the details that come from Google Calendar. It's in JSON, so we need to convert it into a JSON string. It's a JSON object. So we need to convert it into a JSON string so that we can insert it here. Then click on save. To get us the same details but in the right time zone. Then now we need to suggest alternative time slots. So that's what this module does. So you can see there, your role is to only output the close alternative times that the user can book in for. Okay, then we provide it with the details. So please recommend 3 alternative 1-hour time slots. Here are all the times in the day that are not available. You must not recommend any times within these booked slots. Okay, so you can see we get that from here, this module over here. Then here's the time they tried to book in for, but this time was not available. See, we get that from the very second module that was extracting the date and time. Then try and recommend time slots that are close to the initial booking time. The time slot should include a start and end time. This is the current time. You must ensure it is not earlier than this. So if right now we are at 2:11 p.m. Friday 4th April, the AI shouldn't suggest a day or time before this, because that's in the past. And you can see there I format it accurately so that I can put in my time zone. On your side, ensure you alter your time zone accordingly. Then please recommend 3 times in that would be available for booking. Please output the times as if you're speaking to a person. Ensure to suggest the time slots starting with the earliest option to the latest option. Then I think there are more cautioning down here when I was testing. Ensure to provide the closest option to their desired time. So for example, if they want a session from 2 to 3 p.m. but that's already booked, if you are to pick from 2 options, either the 10 to 11 a.m. option or the 1 to 2 p.m. option, then go with the 1 to 2 p.m. option because it's closer. So it's good to give it some examples. You must ensure the time slots recommended are available. Please refer to the unavailable times. I insist on this because I notice sometimes it doesn't refer to check whether that time slot has already been booked. So here's an example of the response we need. So sorry, but the time slot you've requested is fully booked. However, we have 3 other time slots you can book into. One from 12 noon to 1 p.m., the other from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., and finally, one from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Does any of this work for you? So that's a response we need to get. Click on save. Then that response, we need to send it back to the AI for you to say it back to the user. That's why we have the webhook response here, and we pass in the result from that. So when I just scroll this over here, you can see this result is from this module. Whatever the AI comes up with, then click on save. And yeah, that's it. That's how you're able to build an AI voice bot and have it save all the details to your database, book the appointment, send a WhatsApp message, etc. Something quite powerful that actually enhances the tenant's experience. The tenants will love the property management company more, and they'll also love the landlord. If you're a landlord and you have a property management company that doesn't have an AI system managing phone calls, then just know you're missing out on a lot of enhancing the user experience. You get a chance to enhance the user experience for way cheaper, and you're not taking it. You have to take it. So if you want to work with our team to build such powerful AI systems, there'll be a link in the description to book in a meeting with our team. Once again, to access all the templates, all the system prompt, access it, link in the description. Otherwise, that's it from me. Till next time, stay survey. Peace.